Good evening, everybody. Hi, hello. Give me a shout in the Happy hour button isn't going anywhere. Good to know. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Hi, let me just quiet the happy hour down in the back. You guys in the back, if you could just quiet down a little bit. Yeah, I know we miss you guys. We miss all you loud, happy hour sounding people. We wish we could see you and be with you. But we are where we are, which is where you are, in your home, in your bedroom, in your kitchen, in your living room, and you're here with me for happy hour, Triviamatic happy hour. Welcome. Welcome. Very first thing we got to do, even before I introduce myself, make sure you have the latest version of the Triviamatic app downloaded on your phone. Go to your Apple Store or your Android store and get the free Triviamatic app if you want to play along with us tonight on Triviamatic Happy Hour. My name is John Chinesky. Boom. There's my name printed on a piece of paper. John Chinesky, you may recognize me. You may recognize my voice from NPR or from the various public radio stations across the country. I'm the game guy on a show called Away with Words. And you can listen to that on waywordradio.org. I'm the puzzle guy on that show. I'll come on in the middle of the show and do kind of what I'm going to do for you guys tonight, which is host trivia, host a quiz. And I'm happy to do it. Let's see. Oh, before we move on, some announcements. First big announcement is it looks like in the next couple of days we are going to see some new hosts. Yeah, that's right. I'm onboarding. That's a corporate word thing they use. Onboarding some new hosts, and we're going to get to see them in a couple of days. Don't worry. Craig Reed, Game Show Craig, will be back. I will be back periodically. Here I am as your weekend guy, but we got some very interesting people, very cool, funny, attractive people coming for you to look at while you answer trivia. Get ready for that. And a present. I have a present for you. My present is that I currently have an earworm, and I'm not going to tell you what it is. So you do not have to be afflicted with the same earworm that I have. Trust me. If you want to help me, just throw names of songs on the side that I can have to combat the earworm in my head. By now, you should have the Triviamatic app installed on your phone. You need a game code. Either you have the Triviamatic Happy Hour button, which you should press, or you are being asked for a game code. The game code for tonight is 071508. 071508. Got it? 071508. That's the game code for tonight. That will let you into the game for tonight, Saturday night. That's right. Let me just make sure this is... Yeah, good. That's good. All right. Are we ready to get started? Because I am. You've got the code. You should see the first splash page, which says History Mystery. That's right. The very first round we always use here at Triviamatic is things that happen on this day in history. It's April 18th. Happy April 18th. Here are 10 questions about historical events that have occurred on April 18 of years gone by. Here we go with number one. This is a multiple choice round, by the way. Number one, the cornerstone for what enormous basilica, the largest church in the world, was laid on this day in 1506 in Vatican City. You have the question there in front of you. You can see it on your phone if you've got the app. Oh, Jane, you're still downloading. Should we wait for you? We can wait. We can vamp while Jane is downloading the latest version. We don't want to miss Jane. Jane's one of our friends. She comes here every night. We're happy to see her. I can't wait to see who is in the room tonight when we check the scores to see which of you guys have joined us again. Welcome back. If you're here for the first time, welcome. And by the way, just a reminder, this is a beta version of this Triviamatic app. We're still working out some of the glitches. I guarantee you there will be a glitch or two tonight, but it's okay. We're not playing for any amazing prizes or anything yet. This is just to check out the game and to give you guys something fun to do on a Saturday night while you're holed up in your little hole. As you can see, you're here in my hole. You're here in my bedroom. Welcome back. You're welcome to come join me here for a party sometime. Yeah, I haven't had a party in so very long. All right, terrific. Once again, we already had question number one. It's time to move on to the answer to question one. The answer is St. Peter's. St. Peter's, there we go. Among the building's architects was the artist Michelangelo, not the turtle. Let's look at your scores after just one question. All right. I see some people I recognize. That's great. You guys are looking good after one question. Let's go to question number 2. Question number 2. What's in the name? On April 18, 2018, King Mswati III of Swaziland announced that his country would change its name to what? I will generally repeat the question. What's in the name? On April 18, 2018, King Mswati III of Swaziland announced that his country would change its name to what? For 2 years now, Swaziland has been what country? Did you get the memo? Yeah? Did they email you? Call you? No? Well, sometimes it's just a matter of reading the news every day, and you can get the trivia. Pardon me. I do need a drink. I'm going to have a drink after this, after I give you the answer to question number 2, which is Eswatini. Eswatini. At less than 7,000 square miles, Eswatini is one of the smallest countries in Africa. And there is King Mswati himself with the Obamas. Here are your scores after 2 questions. Boom. All right. Let's see. I see Two-Toed Tree Toad in the lead. Shout out to you, you tree toad. Question number 3. Question 3. 1 if by land, 2 if by sea. On this day in 1775, Paul Revere warned colonists in Boston about the movements of British troops by placing 2 of what objects in the steeple of the North Church? Yeah. 1 if by land, 2 if by sea. It was by sea, by the way. On this day in 1775, Paul Revere warned colonists in Boston about the movements of British troops by placing 2 of what objects in the steeple of the North Church? Have I not mentioned that the faster you answer, the more points you get? Also, I believe you can change your answer, but it will cut into your score because the timer does not stop timing down. The answer to question 3, of course, is lanterns. Lanterns. Those 2 lanterns refer to the troops' movement through the Charles River. Not really the sea, but 1 if by land, 2 if by river. Didn't have the same catchy ring to it. Let's look at your scores. Boom. There we go. All right. Almost everybody knew that one. That's great. You're all history buffs. Let's go to question number 4. Happy birthday to Hayley Mills, the former child actor, born on this day in 1946, is perhaps the most famous for appearing in what film, later remade, starring Lindsay Lohan? He was famous for a couple of films, perhaps most famous for this really strange film. Happy birthday, Hayley Mills, the former child actor, born on this day in 1946, perhaps most famous for appearing in what film, later remade, starring Lindsay Lohan? All right, get your scores in. Things are going well here for me. That's thanks for asking in your head. I wonder how John's doing. People are asking in their heads, and I'm doing okay. I got my drink. Here's my drink. Happy hour. The answer to question number 4 is The Parent Trap. The Parent Trap. As you can see, like Lohan, Mills had a double role as twins Susan and Sharon in The Parent Trap. Maybe I should add that to my list of movies I'm watching for this year. Every day I'm watching at least one movie. Last night I watched 4, by the way. There's your scores. You can see them right there. All right. A lot of Hayley Mills fans or Lindsay Lohan fans. Let's go to question number 5. The first laundromat in the United States opened on April 18, 1934. Under what name? Still sometimes used in place of the term laundromat today. There it is, number 5. The first laundromat in the United States opened on April 18, 1934. Under what name? still sometimes used in place of the term laundromat today? There's no answer that says Superwash. That was the name of the place on the corner of the block where we used to live. It was a giant, massive laundromat where I used to spend many a 4 o'clock in the morning doing laundry because I'm a big-time night owl. I miss that place. That's where I got to see Alton Brown for the first time on the TVs at that laundromat. The answer, of course, is washateria. Washateria, sometimes used in place of laundromat. There are over 11,000 laundromats in the U.S. today. Some of them are open. Some of them are not open. Some of them have reopened. Let's look at your scores. Boom. A mix of answers there, right and wrong. But the top three, I'm not going to do a Craig Reed. I'm not going to make a mistake, I promise you. Spare rare air area. You're in first. That's as far as I'm going to go with that. Let's go to question number 6. On April 18, 1954, Gamal Abdel Nasser seized power from President Mohammed Naguib. Naguib, becoming the second president of what country? Second president of what country? Again, on April 18, 1954, Gamal Abdel Nasser seized power from President Mohammed Naguib, becoming the second president of what country? Apologies to Naguib for mispronouncing his name, as I know I am doing. What am I drinking? Because it is happy hour. We want you to feel like you're at happy hour at your favorite pub trivia quiz after your work. I am drinking a rum and Coke without the rum. It's just Coke. It's good stuff. All right. The answer to question number 6 is Egypt. Of course, Egypt. Nasser was president of Egypt until his death in 1970. And that's him right there. Let's look at your scores. Oh, all right. Moving on to question number 7. On this day in 1985, what musical duo, including Andrew Ridgeley and his more famous counterpart, became the first Western pop artist to release an album in China? Again, on this day in 1985, what musical duo, including Andrew Ridgeley and his slightly more famous counterpart, became the first Western pop act to release an album in China? There I go, editing a question on the fly. It's exciting. Oh, my. It's one of those. If you know the more famous counterpart, then you definitely know the answer to this question. As you can see, I'm all Craig Reeded up, as it were, my jacket and tie, just for you, because it is a weekend. It is a Saturday night, and I'll be dressed to the nines tonight and tomorrow. The answer to question number 7 is Wham! Wham! The more famous counterpart, of course, is George Michael, not the one from Arrested Development, the other George Michael. There we go. Let's look at your scores. Going into the last question, Spare Rare Air Area in first place, 269. Two-Toed Tree Toad in second. Nanny 31 in third place. Let's go to the last question in the history round. Here we go, number 8. Happy birthday to Superman. On April 18, 1938, the Caped Crusader appeared for the first time on the cover of the first issue of what comic book title? It's one of those. Pick which one. Once again, happy birthday to Superman. Yeah. On April 18, 1938, the Caped Crusader appeared for the first time on the cover of the first issue of what comic book title? Get your answer in. I used to have a whole bunch of these comics. I had thousands and thousands of them, and I gave them all away because things are just things. Yeah. It's time to let go, move on to get new things. The answer to question 8, the final question in History and Mystery, is Action Comics. Action number 1 was the first appearance of Superman. Action Comics has released over 1,000 issues since 1938. There's some guy holding a copy of Action Comics. Let's look at your scores after one round. All right, let's look at some of the people who have joined us tonight. All right, I have Andrea Lester. You're doing well with 110. Game Show Craig, our erstwhile host, is joining us tonight. Jane, you've got 164. Joe Composer, 187. Surreal Cetacean, 262. And our top 3 so far, 268 for Two-Toed Tree Toad, 287 for Nanny 31, and 316 points for Spare Rare Air Area. All right, but there are lots of questions left in this game, lots of chances to earn points as we move on to round number 2. Oink. Round number 2 is the first of our theme rounds. I'm going to get rid of, I have my trusty clipboard here, my trusty Trivia Hosts clipboard. Let's get rid of, boom, round number 1 and go to round number 2, Lore of the Lorax. Now, we hope you had a happy Earth Day. Earth Day is a great chance to reread the classic Dr. Seuss book about the diminutive orange environmentalist known as the Lorax. This is another multiple choice round, so get ready to tap in your answer as we go to question number 1. He speaks for the trees. Trufula trees, that is. What animal has been used since the Roman Empire to sniff out pricey truffles growing at the base of trees? It ties into both trufula and trees. Pricey truffles grow at the base of trees. What animal has been used since the Roman Empire to sniff out pricey truffles growing at the base of trees? All right, it's you may have noticed that our theme rounds, the questions don't necessarily relate directly to the theme. All of our trivia is sort of general knowledge. We want to give everybody a chance to get an answer right. So this is really more of a foodie question, maybe a history question about truffles. Let's see. The answer to question number 1 is pigs. Pigs. All right. In modern times, dogs have largely replaced truffle-sniffing pigs because they're less likely to gobble the truffles up for themselves. Good dogs. Good dogs. Here's your scores. Good truffle-sniffing dogs. Lots of people knew that. Very good. Let's move on to question number 2. Onceler, the Lorax cried, you're making such smogulous smoke. Created from the combination of smoke and fog, the word smog is an example of what type of linguistic construction? Once again, Onceler, the Lorax cried, you're making such smogulous smoke. Created from the combination of smoke and fog, the word smog is an example of what type of linguistic construction? It's one of the 4 you see in front of you. Just a reminder, if you're playing with others who are also playing on their phones nearby, don't try to sneak a look at what they're answering because their answers are randomized, as are yours on the screen. So their right answer might be on the bottom and your right answer may be on the top. And don't cheat anyway. Just do it from your brain. All right, the answer to question number 2 is a portmanteau word. Portmanteau. Motel and brunch are 2 other notable examples of portmanteaus. There it is. Motel is motor hotel. Brunch, of course, is breakfast. And brunch, lunch, brunch, brunch, lunch. All right, here's your scores. Boom. All right. Surreal Cetacean popping up into 3rd place. Nicely done as we move on to question number 4. The Lorax pits the title character, the Lorax, the book that is, pits the title character against the greedy, environment-destroying Onceler. Once Upon a Time in the West and Once Upon a Time in America are films made by what legendary spaghetti western director? Now, one of the choices you do not see there is Quentin Tarantino. Yes, we know. He made a Once Upon a Time movie too recently. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But 2 films who must have directly influenced Mr. Tarantino's decision to title Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Once Upon a Time in the West and Once Upon a Time in America are films made by what legendary spaghetti western director? Pick one of those. The answer is, of course, Sergio Leone. Sergio Leone. I would watch a movie about the Onceler called Onceler Upon a Time in the West. Why not? Oh, I was reading the wrong question. Yeah, that's okay. All right, as long as you answered the question. I was just reading the wrong question. It's the glasses. I need new glasses. All right. I've inadvertently given away the answer to the next question. Let's just see what your scores are after this Zoot Suit question. Boom. All right. So even though I read the wrong question off my clipboard, you guys did A-OK on that Zoot Suit question. Nicely done. Totally, the problem exists between the keyboard and the big bed. That's me. All right. Boom. Yeah, let's skip this question because you know the answer. This Sergio Leone. All right. Here's question number 5. Boom. Dr. Seuss claimed that the story of the Lorax was inspired by a California tree of what species? A coniferous relative of sequoias and redwoods. Once again, number 5. Dr. Seuss claimed that the story of the Lorax was inspired by a specific California tree of what species? A coniferous relative of sequoias and redwoods. I guess I need to make my text bigger so I can see that I'm reading the wrong question. Apologies. Let's hope it's the worst mistake I make tonight, okay? All right, the answer to question number 5 is cypress. Cypress. Monterey's lone cypress is one of the most photographed trees in the United States. That's a California cypress tree right there in the picture. Let's go to your scores. There you go. All right. Looking good at the top of the list. Jane likes my casual shirt better. That's cool. Let's move. Maybe I'll dress casual tomorrow. It's Sunday. It's a day of rest. I should dress casual. Question number 6. Number 6. An animated version of The Lorax was released in 2012, starring what It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia actor voicing the title character? Once again, an animated version of The Lorax was released in 2012, starring what It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia actor voicing the title character? It's one of these 4 guys. All right? Should I read from my phone? Maybe I'll read from my phone. It'd be better that way. I'm just worried about touching the button that moves on to the next question inadvertently. But then again, I make a mistake whether I read from the phone or whether I read from the script, so who knows? All right. Oh, that actor, of course, is Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito, the excellent Danny DeVito. The film also starred Ed Helms as the Onceler and 23-year-old Zac Efron as a little kid. He's not a little kid anymore. All right. Glad people still like me anyway. Here are your scores. All right, spare rare air area. Keeping it at the top. A good 60 points or so, good 50 points or so ahead of second place, but anything can happen in this game. Let's go to question number 7. Other inhabitants of the Trufala Tree Valley include hummingfish and swomy swans. What Russian composer drew from Russian and German folklore to write the ballet Swan Lake? Again, not an Earth Day question, not a Dr. Seuss question, really a ballet question, classical music question. Other inhabitants of the Trufala Tree Valley include hummingfish and swomy swans. What Russian composer drew from Russian and German folk tales to write the ballet Swan Lake? Does the fact that the title Swan Lake is not in italics bother you? Yeah, it bothers me. We're getting there. We're working on it. We're working on it. Maybe someday soon I'll be able to fix that in my very own self. The answer to question 7 is, I have to look on the thing for this, is Peter Ilyich Tchaikovsky. Tchaikovsky. I once played a character named Czech, as in Tchaikovsky, in a play. You don't care about that. There's your correct answer. Swan Lake tells the story of Odette's transformation into a swan by the villainous Rothbart. That's right. Here are your scores. Boom. All right. Lots of people know Tchaikovsky. That's great. Let's go to the last question in Lore of the Lorax, round number 2. It's a Truffaut seed. It's the last one of all. You're in charge of the Truffaut seeds. And Truffaut trees are what everyone needs. Over 300,000 seeds are stored in a global seed vault. To protect against global catastrophe, in what remote islands in the north of Norway? There's a big old quote at the beginning of this you don't really need. I'll read it anyway. It's a Truffaut seed. It's the last one of all. You're in charge of the Truffaut seeds, and Truffaut seeds are what everyone needs. Over 300,000 seeds are stored in a global seed vault. To protect against global catastrophe, in what remote islands in the north of Norway? All right. Here's the answer to the last question in round 2. That answer is Svalbard. Svalbard, it's not an IKEA shelving unit. It's actually a place in the cold, cold north. The Svalbard Global Seed Bank made the first withdrawal in its history when it helped restock a seed bank destroyed by the Syrian civil war in 2015. 2015. Already, we're going to the seed bank. Oy. Here's your scores as I drink. All right, at the 2 rounds, we have somebody dominating the top of the field, spare rare air area with 669. Danny, 31 and 585 in second. Two-Toed Tree Toad in third with 574. But there's only 50 points between third and fourth. Surreal Cetacean. You could jump up into third as we move into round number 3. Round number 3 is called Other Planets Are Okay Too. Boom. You can see it right there. Don't get us wrong. We love the Earth and Earth Day, but there are other planets worth celebrating too. Answer these 8 questions about people, places, and things with planetary names that reference other planets. Let's go to question number 1. The toxicity of mercury has largely led to that element being replaced by alcohol in what common household items? Yeah, I mentioned before that our trivia covers a wide range of topics, categories, so you have a fighting chance of getting something right in case we cover something that you don't know. And also it covers a wide range of difficulty levels. Some are more difficult than others. And, for me, this is one of the easier questions. Maybe not for you. That's okay. Everybody has their own level. All right. The toxicity of mercury has largely led to that element being replaced by alcohol and what common household items? Get your answer in because the timer is timing down. And the answer to number 1 is thermometers. Thermometers. Mercury is also used in barometers, manometers, and sphygmomanometers. A sphygmomanometer is a blood pressure cuff. Sphygmomanometer. All right, here's your scores. Boom. All right. Good work, you guys. Question number 2. No carnivorous plant is more famous than the Venus flytrap, but the flytrap is a rare and vulnerable plant, most of whose population lives in the swamps of what U.S. state? This is a glitch that I warned you about earlier. Yeah, 2 of the same answer in the same question. See what happens. I reported this glitch, and we could not get it fixed in time. So fingers crossed that it will not affect your score. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I can't say for sure. That would be a hint. All right. I will warn you ahead of time. There's 1 or 2 more glitches ahead of us. Like I said, by the way, in a few weeks, about a week or 2, we are going to unveil almost an entirely new version of the Triviamatic app. I've seen some early versions of it. It looks great, and hopefully it works even better. The answer to question number 2 was North Carolina. North Carolina. Venus flytraps snap shut when their prey presses down on tiny trigger hairs between the leaves. Crunch. Let's see your scores. Boom. All right. Okay. Let's move on to question number 3. The Champ de Mars, or Field of Mars, is an immense green space where you can find what European landmark? Again, question 3. The Champ de Mars, or Field of Mars, is an immense green space where you can find what European landmark? All of these, sometimes we'll try to trick you with a non-European landmark in the same list. But these are all European landmarks. It's one of these. One of the ways we're going to fix the glitches is I myself will personally be responsible for entering the text into the app, the questions and the answers myself, which I can't wait to do. That's going to be a lot of fun for me to be responsible for my own responsibility. The answer to question number 3 is the Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower is found at the Champ de Mars. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Sorry there, Blake, but here you go. There's the answer to question number 3. The Eiffel Tower. There's the copyright-free picture of the Eiffel Tower. Let's look at let's look at your scores after this question. Boom. All right. You see where you are. There's only 52 points between first and second, and a little more of that between second and third. Anything can happen. Let's go to question number 4. Mila Kunis starred in the box office bomb Jupiter Ascending, a space opera directed by what sibling team behind The Matrix? Once again, Mila Kunis starred in the box office bomb Jupiter Ascending, a space opera directed by what sibling team behind The Matrix? Yeah. Be-doop, 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 boop. Yeah, just to update you once again, like I said, I'm doing this thing called a Not a Resolution, which I started on January 1st, but it wasn't really a resolution, but I decided to watch a movie a day. And I have watched at least one movie every day since January 1st. I'm keeping track of it on Letterboxd, Letterboxd, letterboxd.com, allows you to keep track of movies. Answer to question 4 is the Wachowski sisters. Wachowski, there they are, the Wachowskis. Lana and Lily Wachowski also directed Speed Racer and Cloud Atlas. So, let's see your scores. Boom. Good. A lot of movie fans in the house. Good to see. Let's go to question number 5. The gruesome Saturn devouring his son is one of the infamous black paintings of what Spanish artist? Now, here's one of those instances where if you play trivia regularly, it really helps, because we had a question about black paintings a couple of weeks ago. And if you got that one right or wrong, if you saw that question, that'll help you get the answer to this one. The gruesome Saturn devouring his son is one of the infamous black paintings of what Spanish artist? Yeah, so like I said, I'm watching all these movies, and last night I actually watched 4 movies in a row. I started myself on, I'm going to do the whole James Bond thing. So I watched the first 4 Bond films. My wife thinks I'm crazy. She's probably right. The answer to question 5 is Goya, Francisco Goya. There's the picture of Saturn devouring his son. It is gruesome. Oh, Boya, it's Goya. The black paintings were discovered as frescoes painted inside Goya's home after his death. That's a nice little surprise you leave for your friends and relatives and fans. Leave some work lying around your house so when you die they find it. There's your scores. All right. Looking good. Let's go to question number 6. No Uranus jokes, please. Operation Uranus, or Uranus, let's do it the right way, was the name of a Soviet World War II offensive for control of what city, now known as Volgograd? Once again, whoops. No Uranus jokes, please. Operation Uranus was the name of a Soviet World War II offensive for control of what city, now known as Volgograd? It's always fun to rename things. Yeah. Rename your city. Rename your president. Rename things. This is still my name, by the way, if you're looking to remember who to blame for tonight. It's me. The answer to question 6 is, of course, Stalingrad. Stalingrad. The 5-month Battle of Stalingrad was one of the bloodiest battles of World War II. There's Stalingrad. Well, there's Volgograd right there, picture, aerial picture. Let's look at your scores. All right. You know how you're doing, and you're doing just great. Anybody can take this. As we go to the last, well, sorry, no, the second last, the penultimate question in round 3. Question 7, the titular heroine of what TV show attends fictional Neptune High in Southern California? Again, the titular heroine of what TV show attends fictional Neptune High in Southern California? Doot, 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 doot. Good time for a drink. I really hope you're drinking along with me while you're playing. It really does add to the happy hour-esque-ness of this. All right. I've seen all of these shows, by the way, because I watch, as you can tell, if I'm doing a lot of movies, I'm also watching a lot of TV. The answer to question 7 is, of course, Veronica Mars. Veronica Mars. This one's a double. Mars is also a planet. Yeah, there she is, Kristen Bell, star of Veronica Mars, which is also back. Let's look at your scores. There you go. Lots of you knew that. All right, let's go to the last question of round 3. Other planets are okay too. Question number 8. Here at Triviamatic, we recognize Pluto. Pluto the dog, that is. The strangely non-anthropomorphized Disney star is traditionally drawn wearing a collar of what color? Or a color on its collar, on his collar, that is what color? What is that color? Once again, let's read it again. Here at Triviamatic, we recognize Pluto. Pluto the dog, that is. The strangely non-anthropomorphized Disney star is traditionally drawn wearing a collar of what color? You should have 4 colors in front of you. This one goes out to all you Pluto fans out there. I know some of you are out there, because Pluto is the very definition of a good dog. The answer, of course, is green. Green. Pluto wears a green collar. Do you think Goofy is uncomfortable with the fact that Mickey owns a dog, or is it just me? That question has been debated many, many times in many, many venues. Let's see where you are after 3 rounds. Boom. Wow. That question, that was, you know, what does HQ call those questions? Savage question. But some of you got that. Here we go with here's your top 3 going into the 4th round. Spare Rare Air Area, 942. Nanny, you're up there at 898. Two-Toed Tree Toad, 770. Surreal Cetacean, 695. And Joe Composer You're rounding up the top 5 at 629. All right, as we move on to the Pick 3 round. This is our 4th round. Pick 3. This one's slightly different. So pay attention. Instead of asking questions, we're going to give you a category. And you must select the 3 items on the screen that fit that category. You'll receive full points for 3 correct answers, half points for 2 correct answers, and no points for 1 correct answer, because if you pick 3 out of 5, you're going to get 1 right, so we don't give any points for that. That's how that works. But that's how it works. Pick 3 on the screen that you think belong to the different categories. What are the 3 things that fit this first category? The first category is members of the Addams Family. There you go. Yes, okay, we've got a glitch. I will tell you, though, I don't think this glitch will be a problem for a lot of you, so no worries. Charles Addams, the cartoonist who created the Addams Family in the New Yorker magazine, named his characters. A lot of them did not have names until it became a television show in the 1960s. By the way, Addams Family, a great TV show to binge watch. There's only two seasons, I think, and it is good watching, and a lot of funny and interesting things in that season. They're really groundbreakers, the Addamses, by the way. Very healthy relationship between the 2 main characters. The answers, of course, are Morticia, Wednesday, and Gomez. Morticia, Wednesday, and Gomez. And there you see what happens if you can't get a copyright-free image of the Addams Family. You get a picture from a community theater production of Addams Family. That's what you get. Let's see how you did. Boom. See, everybody got that right. Glitch did not hurt anybody that I can see. Very good. Let's see what we do with question number 2. Number 2. Music festivals. Music festivals. Boom. There you go. 3 of those are. 2 of those are not. Pick the 3 that are. I've never been to a music festival. Someone should take me after this whole thing is over. By the way, this whole thing, that's copyrighted. I copyrighted this whole thing. 2020, copyright John Chinesky, to refer to the whole thing that we're going through right now. This whole thing. So if you use that, you got to send me $1. All right? It's only fair. I was the first person to think about copywriting that phrase, this whole thing. All right, pick those music festivals. Beep, 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 beep. Oh, I forgot I can use music during the answers. I'm going to do that on the next question because right now I'm going to give you the answer to question 2. Answers are Coachella, Bonnaroo, and Lollapalooza. There you go. Lollapalooza began in 1991 as a festival tour, a farewell tour for Jane's Addiction. Jane, did you know that? I'll bet you did. Here's your scores after 2 questions. All right, many of you are music fans. Let's go to question number 3. Cat breeds. Cat breeds. Boom, there they are. Very happy to announce that a lot of shelters are running out of animals because people are fostering or adopting them while they are stuck at home to give them some companionship and something to do. So that's a really good news. I was so happy to see that. Pictures from animal shelters all over the place with no animals in their cages. But of course, there are always animals coming into those places. So if you're interested in fostering for at least a little while an animal, get in touch with your local shelter. Try Liberty Animal Shelter in Jersey City, where my cousin works. Shout out to my cousin Angela. The answer to question 3, cat breeds, are Bombay, Havana, and Russian Blue. Whoops. Zip past it too quick. I'm sorry. I will read to you what it said there, though. Another name for Russian Blue cats is Archangel cat, a reference to the port city they're said to have come from. But you've had Bombay, Havana, and Russian Blue. Those are the right answers. As you can see on the left there, if you got a green, you got all 3 right. If you got a yellow, you got 2 out of 3 right. And anything else means you just got 1 right. All right? But there's your scores. It's a tight game at the top. I love seeing it. Let's move on to question number 4. Whiskey cocktails. Whiskey cocktails. Question 4. I'll try not to, again, I want to encourage, I'm going to tell the coders to move the button that allows me to move on to the next question, to the next screen. I want it to move in between screens so that it isn't always in the same place, so I can't accidentally press the button twice. That's my idea. That's another copyright, John Chinesky. Once again, which of these are whiskey cocktails? Yeah, no, they're all cocktails. Which of these are whiskey cocktails? As I mentioned before, this, not an alcoholic cocktail at all. Oh, I was going to play music. Yeah, where's my music? I'll play the music next. Next question, I'm going to start playing music for fun. The answers to question 4 are old-fashioned, mint julep, and Manhattan. Old-fashioned, mint julep, and Manhattan. Now, mint juleps are traditionally served in silver cups and at Kentucky Derby parties. All right. Parties. Remember parties? Oh, parties. All right. The scores. There you go. All right. Not a lot of, kind of an intimate night tonight. Not a lot of players, but that's good. We like that. That's fine. We like having as many people as we can get in here, though. So tell your friends and your relatives. Let's move to question number 5. It's a movie question. We want to know from you beach party movie sequels. Beach party movie sequels. Does this tie into my not a resolution to watch movies every day? Yeah, it does, because I've watched all of these movies, all of the ones that fit the category, the correct answers. I've seen all of them in a row. Decided to do, like I said, I'm doing the James Bond thing now. I did the beach party thing. I did the Carry-On movies. I did a whole bunch of animated films in a row. I did Fred Astaire, Ginger Roger pictures in a row. Did Top Hat and Gay Divorcee and Flying Down to Rio, one day at a time after the other. It's fun. I should start posting on social media what movies I'm watching so you guys can join me. The answers to the beach party movie sequels are Muscle Beach Party, How to Stuff a Wild Bikini, and Beach Blanket Bingo. That's just a picture. Could not get any pictures of Frankie or Annette or any of the beach party movies. I had to get a picture of a beach. That's what I got there. Let's see how you're doing. Where's your scores? All right. Some of you, this was a tricky one for some of you. That's okay. It sort of evens the field out. That's fine. But I see a lot of familiar faces at the top. Let's go to question number 6. We're going to go back to drinks. This time we're talking about coffee drinks. Coffee drinks. Which of these are coffee drinks and which 2 are not? I don't make my own coffee. I just get it from a store. I go out to get coffee. I like to socialize. To me, coffee is a social drink. I go out to see my friend Kurt, and we hang out. Oh, yeah, glitch. That's right. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah. Again, I don't think this will affect any scores if you are a clever coffee-knowing person. I wish I could give you, Clay, a little extra prize for glitch spotting. But then again, I'd run out of prizes pretty quick. Plus, how can I get you a prize? The answers to question 6 are, coffee drinks are flat white, cortado, and Americano. Flat white, cortado, Americano. The first Starbucks opened in Seattle's historic Pike Place Market back in 1971. Right around this time, my phone tells me that there's another trivia going on someplace else. I don't care. I'm here for you guys with this trivia. Let's look at your scores. There you go. Didn't really affect a lot of you. All right. Number 7. Oh, yeah, thank you. My affection is prize enough, says Clay. You guys, by the way, feel free to talk amongst yourselves. I should have mentioned that. I don't often, I'm not available to interact with you in the chat, but I like you chatting with each other. Question number 7. Parts of the electromagnetic spectrum. Parts of the electromagnetic spectrum. Jane's about done with her cheese. That's what I really wish I had now, is some cheese and crackers to go with my drink. By the way, the Triviamatic app is brought to you courtesy of Digital Pomegranate. Digital Pomegranate makes apps for all sorts of companies. They make blockchain apps for banks and financial companies. They are currently working on something having to do with diagnosing viruses. So medical apps, we like Digital Pomegranate. They're great. And we can't wait to get into the trivia marketplace when this whole thing is over with the Triviamatic app. The answer to question 7, parts of the electromagnetic spectrum are microwaves, visible light, and gamma waves. Gamma rays. You know, Doc Bruce Banner, belted by gamma rays, turned into the Hulk. Ain't he on gamma rays? Yeah, gamma rays, named for the 3rd letter of the Greek alphabet, are the shortest waves in the spectrum. Here are your scores. All right, many of you knew that. Science ball question. Good on you. Here we go with the last question of round 4, but not the last time you can earn points, so don't give up hope. The last question, question 8, are things in the Pacific Ocean. Things in the Pacific Ocean. There. Pick 3, as per the title of the round. Pick 3. Yeah, there's one more question left in this game. Yeah, a bunch of bright players. Get it? Visible light, bright players, gamma rays. Well done. Yeah, when this is done, we're going to take this to bars and restaurants all over the country once we perfect it. And you're going to see Triviamatic everywhere. Fingers crossed, I hope. And the trivia will be written by my staff of trivia writers. Shout out to my writers who work so hard putting together this trivia, which I hope you think is quality trivia, game show quality trivia every night. The answer to question 8, things in the Pacific Ocean, the Mariana Trench, the Great Barrier Reef, and Bora Bora. There you see an image, a map of the Mariana Trench. The Great Barrier Reef, by the way, is over 1,400 miles long. That's long. Let's go to your scores as we go into the very last question of the night. Boom. All right. That was a tricky one for a lot of you. That's fine. Here we go with our top. Here's our top. Let's read all of your scores going into the last round. Andrea Lester, you've got 680. Jane, 790. Game Show Craig playing with us at 803. Joe Composer, Big JC, like me, 899. Surreal Cetacean, 973. And their top 3 have managed to break the 1,000 mark. Two-Toed Tree Toad, 1,001. Nanny 31, 1,017. And Spare Rare Air Area has 1,191 points. Now, there's a lot of points left in this next question. Let's see what happens as we move on to the answer fast question. Hang on one second. I got to pet somebody. Come here. Yeah. I hope you're petting somebody while you're doing this. All right, Goldie. Go away. All right. Our answer fast question, as you know, the last question of the night, there are a lot of points left in this. This is a little slightly different from the others. This is the final question of the night. It has 5 clues. 5 clues that get progressively easier. All 5 clues point to the same answer. All right? The faster you answer it, the more points you get. But guess carefully. Once you've typed in and submitted your answer, you're locked into whatever points are left on the timer. You don't get a second chance on this. Type in your answer. Oh, thank you, Jane. I'll try to pet the dog on the side next time. That's a good point. Where was I? If your answer is correct, you receive the points in the timer. If your answer is incorrect, you'll receive no points. So speed counts. Once again, a reminder, do not put a space after your answer. That will screw up the scoring. And we tested this before. It was case insensitive. It does not matter. Capitals or lowercase do not matter. Okay? Let's move on. to the answer fast question. Boom. This is a what am I question. Hint number 1. Chandler, Arizona holds an annual festival for me. I'm raced in South Africa and Jacksonville, Florida. What am I? You can hide that clue. Goldie, come up. Come. Goldie, come here. Up. Come on. Up. Come on. Goldie. There we go. Something to look at while you're trying to think of this. Chandler, Arizona holds an annual festival for me. I'm raced in South Africa and Jacksonville, Florida. What am I? Think about it. You can wait for the next hint, of course. You don't have to answer right away. But if you think you know it, maybe take a chance. Here comes hint number 2. Yeah, she's a good doggy. Hint number 2. In the movie Eight-Legged Freaks, Mayor Wade's farm full of me was wiped out by giant spiders. I have no sweat glands and pant to cool off. Speaking of pants, many of you have asked me to be sure, am I wearing pants during this show? The answer is yes, I am wearing pants, and coincidentally, I am wearing pants of the sweat variety, if that amuses you. Once again, in the movie Eight-Legged Freaks, Mayor Wade's farm full of me was wiped out by giant spiders. I have no sweat glands and pant to cool off. What am I? As we move on to hint number 3. According to his autobiography, I attacked and almost killed Johnny Cash. I also attacked and knocked out the main characters in Dude, Where's My Car? What am I? Another classic film I might add to my list of movies to watch. Actually, I am, while you're thinking about that and answering this question, I'll let you know that I'm focusing on movies that have escaped my notice, that I've missed. Classic movies that I haven't yet watched. So if you got any suggestions of movies I should watch, let me know. Once again, according to his autobiography, I attacked and almost killed Johnny Cash. I also attacked and knocked out the main characters in Dude, Where's My Car? What am I? You're a good dog, Goldie. All right. Time for hint number 3. I already did hint number 3. Time for hint number 4. The oldest known globe to depict the New World was made from my eggs. My feathers were very sought after in the 19th century and are still used for towering hats at Belgium's Carnival of Binch. Shout out to all my Binches out there. Belgium's Carnival of Binch. The oldest known globe to depict the New World was made from my eggs. My feathers were very sought after in the 19th century and are still used for towering hats at Belgium's Carnival of Binch. Yeah. Jane says answering right away is her only strategy at this point. That is a strategy. It is a very valid strategy. All right. Let's go to the last hint. Hint number 5. I cannot fly, but I reach speeds of over 30 miles per hour. I lay the largest eggs of any living bird. Pliny the Elder probably started that stupid rumor about me putting my head in the ground to avoid danger. Oh, Pliny the Elder, what is your problem? I cannot fly, but I reach speeds of over 30 miles per hour. I lay the largest eggs of any living bird. And Pliny the Elder probably started that stupid rumor about me putting my head in the ground to avoid danger. What am I? I think everybody's probably got their answer in by now. I know I do. And it's time for the answer to the what am I, the answer fast question. The answer is, of course, Ostrich or ostriches. That T is it's a typo. Players ride a flying ostrich in the video game Joust. FYI, to all my gamers out there, players ride a flying ostrich in the video game Joust. Look at that ostrich, just looking at us, daring us to move on to our final scores. Here we go. Boom! There are your final scores. What great scores they are. Congratulations, all you guys. There we go with our top 3. In third place, Two-Toed Tree Toad with 1,193. Nanny 31 in second, 1,283. And Spare Rare Air Area, 1,327. Let's look at you guys with a crown on your head. Let's give you guys a crown for being so good and doing so well. There it is. Oh, you look so beautiful. You look so pretty. Even if all you are is a letter in a circle. It doesn't matter. Nice work, you guys. All right. It's 9:01. We've done 1 hour of trivia almost to the dot. Congratulations to us. I hope you guys had a good time. That's it from me tonight. I will be back tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time with 33 more questions. Please tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your neighbors. Come join us. Yay, I got a woot woot. All right. I'm going to go have some dinner. I suggest you do so as well. Relax. I'm going to go watch a movie. That's my thing, as you know. I love you guys. Be well. Wash your hands. Stay safe. And good night.